Spotlight 4D handles vibrato like no other. As a string player myself, I know that vibrato has three components: the amount, the speed, and the fade-in time. Most of their libraries allow you only to control the amount. We provide control for all three components to give you the most flexibility. And further, we allow you to choose how to control these parts, whether by velocity, MIDI CC, or a slider on the interface. Let's take a look at velocity control first. I'll load up a single violin. So you might be wondering why we included velocity in the list. Again, as a string player, I know that in most cases, players use less vibrato when playing softly and more when playing loud. So by including velocity, Spotlight 4D intuitively follows your playing, but we go even further. The initial control is set as a priority only. This means that when you play a note, velocity takes control. But you can take control of the vibrato after the note is played using a CC or the interface slider. And this secondary control will not take over immediately, which would otherwise result with a jolted sound. It intuitively takes over so that the changes are always smooth. Additionally, you can set a cap or a max amount for the vibrato. Whether you choose slider priority or MIDI CC priority, both controls have equal priority. Again, as a string player, I know that most players will use slower vibrato speed when playing softly and faster when playing loud. Therefore, in addition to MIDI CC, we again offer velocity control for vibrato speed so that your playing style is intuitively followed. And the same secondary control smoothly takes over after the note is played. This feature is for the soloists only. One of the things that makes vibrato sound natural is the amount of fade-in time. Controlling this feature will make a big difference in how natural your musical phrases sound. Again, taking in how string players perform, vibrato fade-in is usually longer during softer phrases. That's why we again give you velocity control here in addition to the usual MIDI CC. Since the fade-in time only happens when the note is initially played, there is no real secondary control. There is one more unique control that Spotlight 4D provides, and that's called NoFade vibrato. This feature only applies to the soloist. It lets you override the vibrato fade-in time with an immediate vibrato. This is important since there are times when a string player wants to emphasize a note right at the beginning. This control, when used by key switching, is only engaged while you hold down the key switch. So here I'll set the vibrato fade-in time with the slider, and set a very long fade. Now, when I hold the NoFade vibrato key switch down and play a note, there will be an instant vibrato. Releasing the key switch lets the slider take over again. You'll find that Spotlight 4D will give you amazing vibrato control that will ultimately result in the most musical expression.